We are live. Let me know it's real by hitting the like button and shouting yourself out in the comments if you can hear me. Because we about to talk about some real critical issues that the Manosphere will not make you aware of. Let's see. Let me set up a few things. Hold on, let me go through a few things real quick. Okay, that's active. Okay, I got you guys. What's good, Too Fast, Too Furious? I see you. Let me pop out this chat real quick. All right. We about to get into it. Tyrese, the man of the hour. The man of the hour.
I'm gonna go ahead and get my outfit together. I think I'm gonna go eat me some red lobster.
And as reference, this was the video that Tyrese released before he got arrested. So this is gonna give us an insight into Tyrese's mindset before he went to court.
I ain't never been arrested, never went to jail in my life. Never. Why? Because I don't do anything illegal. I want to send this message out to all of the fathers. This is not man versus woman. Make sure I say that. Take all that shit off the table. What I love right now is that from all of the interviews that I've been doing, all of the women who are probably always going to see things through the lens of a woman, feminist, women's group, you know, it's like, I don't care if the woman is wrong. I don't care what she doing. What's she asking for? What's she trying to get in alimony? Trying to crack the prenup? Trying to get this for child support? I don't give a fuck how wrong she is. Most women are always going to see things through the lens of women.
Facts.
So I feel like we're in a real place right now where I could not be more proud of the women that have been vocal and outspoken about all of this goofy shit that my ex is doing and still doing.
For all of you that don't know, Tyrese's ex, I'm sure everybody knows, but Tyrese's ex is a content creator in the Manosphere that goes by the name of Samantha Lee. I'm not going to feature her channel on this live stream just out of respect because I think the woman is despicable, and I'm going to go into why I believe so later in the live stream, so stick around. But this is his ex-wife, Samantha Lee, and the type of content that she creates is Manosphere content. She speaks as if like she's me, talking for the benefit of men, trying to educate women on how they should be treating a man, on how they should move in a relationship. Later in this live stream, I'm going to explain to you why she continues to do this, because nowhere in the Manosphere is anyone actually picking her apart and explaining her existence. There is a good reason why Samantha Lee is making Manosphere content. Stick around, you're going to learn something today. You're going to learn something.
As a matter of fact, both of my ex. Now, I know y'all are quick to say, playing victim, gaslighting, manipulation, narcissist. They gonna put all kind of shit on you to make sure that whatever they decide to believe about you is what they want to believe, because what? I was born a man. I got it. No one's after me. There's no Crips and Bloods after me. There's nobody in corporate America after me. There's nobody at none of these movie studios after me. There's none of these record labels after me. I got baby mama drama. You get in a relationship with an entertainer who happens to be a public figure, or somebody who's a real estate tycoon, or somebody in the tech space, or somebody who has an actual profitable business. Now, this is what's crazy. Since I've been so public about all the shit that I've been dealing with, you would not, I have lost count of how many women who have walked up to me who are the high net worth individuals, the ones with all the money and the success, talking about how their ex-husband is getting alimony, and how the husband is getting child support payments, and the husband is getting all that he's doing, freeloading.
Okay, to talk about that point real quick, I don't give a damn about the 1, 2, or 3 females that are going through the ass end of the child support deal when there's millions, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of men that are getting reeled in the child support court system, okay? For every one CEO woman out there, or for every 1 or 2 women that might have to owe their spouse child support, again, there's thousands of men. So I don't really care about the, what would they call that? The outlier, all right? Like, we focus on the generalization, not the exception. That's the word I was looking for. Those women are the exception to the rule, all right? Most women get into relationships with men that have money as a strategy for passive income. And that is the curse of the high value man that a lot of my subscribers have heard me talk about before. Man, let me get a little shout out real quick. What's going on? Lena Williams, Dark Pisces, Oriana, and Too Fast, Too Furious. I appreciate you guys shouting yourself out in the chat. Be sure to hit the like button, shout yourself out in the chat. Let's keep it moving.
The husband got the house. Doesn't really happen that often, but when you were born a man, you go into a courtroom and you understand clearly that there is a preset menu that says you were born a man, fuck you.
Facts.
That's what the preset menu says. Now, y'all, I've been laughing, smiling, having fun, doing my interviews, my vibrations and my energy has been up, and I've been over here silently and quietly in a certain capacity fighting these attacks. Why does Samantha's lawyers just request all of my bank statements? Why are they sending screenshots of my IMDb page, which stands for Internet Movie Database? They're looking up all the movies that I just did and asking for money and what's in this account and how much money did you make for Voltron Travel and how many albums have you sold and this and that. Like, leave me the fuck alone, man. I did a prenuptial agreement for a reason.
Okay, so from my knowledge, this is about child support, not so much his assets, okay? Nobody cares about your prenuptial agreement. Trying to fix my screens here, fellas. Nobody cares about your prenuptial agreement when it comes to child support. Am I still live? Can everybody see me? Because it seems like I'm frozen on one screen. Just want to make sure everybody can still see me. Somebody let me know if I'm still good to go. Your boy's not over here froze. All right, we still good. All right, so what I'm gonna tell you guys is once he gets through ranting, I'm gonna tell you what you can do to gain full custody of your child so that you won't have to deal with this anymore. Because what the Manosphere won't tell you about Tyrese is that he's actually very immature. Yes, I said it. Now, I know that a lot of the quote unquote red pill content has been going at criticizing men. But at the same time, can we all agree that women like Samantha wouldn't exist if it wasn't for men that amp her up? She's got all those followers on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, and they're predominantly men, not even women, who she's supposed to be talking to. Like, her demographics are predominantly men. So men are still propping up women like Samantha Lee. I'm about to start calling out some females. And this ain't hating, because I want everybody to call me out. There is a Snow Queen that goes by the name of the Dadvocate. I'm sure a lot of y'all know who she is, that posts a lot of shorts. She's a divorced woman that does Manosphere content. Melanie King also does Manosphere content. Where is her husband? Why is it that it took her to be in her 40s before she's able to talk like this? Why is it 40-year-old women are invisible. Where was Melanie when she was in her late 20s, back when social media was a thing, when it wasn't cool to grift the Manosphere? Do I think that she's a 100% grifter? Maybe not. I don't think she's 100%, but I do believe that there is a lot of financial incentive to say the same thing that I'm saying. But who is her primary demographic? It's men. Men follow her channel. It's not women. Women ain't looking at Melanie King like that. It's men. Her views on average are dang near higher than even MTR's. Because I'm trying to think who is actually at the top of the Manosphere right now. It seems like they didn't took off so many top heads, and good riddance to a lot of them. You know, we don't condone the salaciousness. Like, I'm not going to get my money and then have you guys on a yacht party full of uninterested women, with a few of them being paid to play with your hedonic treadmill. But again, before we get into it, let me go ahead and let him finish. And then I'm about to really go into the knowledge portion of this live stream, because I want you guys to go ahead and get on with your night.
The prenuptial agreement spells out everything that she get and was supposed to get. Why are we now 4 years and 3 law firms into this woman still coming after me? And why have they, the lawyers representing her, knowing that she's with a celebrity, a public figure, a high net worth individual, why have they confirmed on record that they've only got $5,000 from her and they've been representing her for 4 years? Why is this so? I'll tell you why. Because lawyers, not all, but certain lawyers out here will look at a celebrity and a high net worth individual as a pot of gold. And they will milk the shit out of you. And she's sitting over there letting them do it. Do you know how many people have went through a divorce and never went to court? You know how many people got issues with their baby mama, baby daddy, and never went to court? And they're just being amicable and respectful. You cheated, you lied, you hurt me, you this, you that, you moved on, you got remarried again, you this, you that.
I want y'all to pay attention to how he seems almost jealous of the average man, because all those men don't have celebrity status. He's about to talk about it.
But I'm not about to take you to court. I'm not doing that to the father of my child. I'm not this and I'm not that. But the moment that you put a little celebrity sizzle on that thing,
Bingo.
The moment that net worth is a little different, all kind of intentions come out.
Bingo.
Now, let me make sure I say this.
And before he says that, fellas, I was going to do a video about this. I was going to try to make a little funny video about this, but, you know, none of this stuff is funny, to be honest. You know, I could throw the little memes in there and everything like that, but none of this is funny. So this is a learning lesson. High value men damn near are jealous of the average man's lifestyle, because yeah, you can be an average man and end up on child support, but you can also be an average man and not end up on child support. It's more likely that a woman may not come after you. I know plenty of girls who are 2x2s. We know what that is. And they ain't going after neither dude for child support. Why? Because both of the dudes is broke. I guarantee you that if both of those guys had celebrity status and money and was living in mansions and driving Ferraris and everything like that, oh, you better believe they coming after that. That's why I've said ever since I started this channel that all men should find their love, the love of your life, you know, for whatever that's worth, while you broke. Okay? Find the girl that's willing to follow your program. That's a better example. Find the woman that's willing to follow your program while you broke, willing to respect you while you broke. And then when you get rich, at least you know she was not there for that intention. At least, even if she changes, at least that wasn't the original intention. All right? I'm gonna let him finish, and then we're gonna get into the next part of the video, the next portion.
Cause it's like, take care of them kids, motherfucker. I've never not taken care of my kids. Let me say it again. I've never not taken care of my kids. As a matter of fact, as much as I travel, as much as I got going on, as much as I'm moving, I'm going to tell y'all the biggest blessing ever. Thank you, Jesus. My 17-year-old Shayla has never called me Tyrese. My 5-year-old has never called me Tyrese. You know who I am in this house? Dad. And when they refer to me, when they not with me, they say that's my father. I am dad. And you know why I'm dad? Not because of what I bought them, not because of the clothes, not because of the square footage of the house, not because of the cars in the driveway, and definitely not because of this fake jewelry I wear. I'm a father. Because that exchange between your son or your daughter is nothing that could be purchased. It's something that they feel about you as a father because you have a presence in their life. All this shit about money, arguing back and forth, that's for me and my ex to deal with. But when it comes to my kids, my babies, they've never wanted for anything. But I can't stop their mothers from coming after me for more. My mama, rest in peace, my mama didn't raise no fool. And my mama didn't raise anybody that would just lay down and take whatever somebody wants to dump on me. Now, it's funny how I get along with everybody. You don't see me doing no interview. Even when it came to little random ass shit I was dealing with in the past with Tank and Genuine. Man, come on, man. That's like laughable. We do have some concerts coming up, by the way, with BBD, Silk, and Tevin Campbell. So y'all make sure y'all get y'all tickets to support real R&B. That's if they don't lock me up in the morning.
Too late for that.
I know I'm different.
Sheesh.
I know I'm doing what most people don't do. I can't even say I'm in fear right now. If he's going to arrest me, I'm just going to say, fuck it, man. Get it over with.
And that's what I mean when I say Tyrese is very immature. Okay? Very, very immature. What we have right now, if you guys don't understand, is a man that is very tired. He's tired. He's emotional. And he's losing the rational mind that he otherwise does have. When you deal with this court system, you can't look at it personally, because 9 times out of 10, the only thing that's personal is between you and the woman. Those lawyers, the judges, and everybody that has an invested interest in taking your money, it's all business. And when you can separate the business aspect from what's personal, you're going to be able to do a lot better, and your mind is going to be able to function a lot better, because now you're looking at it from the business sense. It would make business sense to come after me every time I have a milestone. Every time I do a video, every time I get a video or a music video or a movie contract or an interview, podcast deal, every time I'm raking in some thousands, they pocket watching me, okay? But when you're an immature man, mentally immature, when you're because at what, 40 something years old that Tyrese is in, he's older than me. I know that these people are only coming after me for business. They don't care about me. It's not personal. You got money, I want it. All right? So what he needs to do is he needs to go into this understanding that it's not his ability to pay, it's his obligation to pay. And when it comes to child support, we're not talking about prenups. That judge is not, we don't care about a prenup. A prenup cannot save you from child support. When you bust grade A, FDA approved black baby yogurt inside a female, and out comes a baby, and she decides to run her happy ass down to the courtroom, you are in obligations. They don't give a damn if you are disabled. They don't care. You could be full on Down syndrome, and your doctor can't get you out of your child support payments when you have the obligation. They don't care about your ability, they care about the obligation. Drill that home to all your nephews. Drill that home to all your sons, little brothers, and sometimes even older brothers, fathers, homeboys. Drill that home. They could care less about your hard times. What's wrong with you? Every time they raise that bar stays right there. So even if you don't make as much money as you used to make, that bar is still right there. It's on you to get the lawyers to go and petition it to get it lowered. You have to stay mature when you're dealing with business-minded people, fellas.
But the details are very simple. I had one of the most detailed and specific prenuptial agreements in place. And I can talk about this publicly because it's already been addressed publicly. Literally one of the first paragraphs of my prenup. And these are some legal words. It's called contested versus non-contested. And let me break this down for the folks that don't know. When you have a non-contested argument, that means everything about these documents is non-contested. We're not arguing about anything. There's nothing to discuss. There's nothing to go back and forth about. There's nothing to unpack. Everything that's been mapped out in this prenuptial agreement has been spelled out and laid out. She had an attorney to represent her for the prenup, and I had one as well.
And his attorney is not making him aware that this is not about that damn prenup and it's about child support. Again, immaturity.
That's a non-contested prenuptial agreement. They have contested. They have said that there are certain things in the prenup that they don't feel the same way about and they want to change it. And so now they're saying it's a non-contested prenup, and yet there's at least 15 different examples of them contesting the validity of the prenup. And one of the first terms of the prenup says that if you want to argue about anything that has to do with the four corners of these documents that she signed and I signed, you're 100% responsible for your own legal fees. That's what the prenup says. You know, they trying to get me for over $1 million right now for legal
Lord,
fees.
have mercy.
You know, she's hired 3 law firms. If you want to argue about the prenup, pay for your own lawyers. And when you lose, you got to pay for all my lawyers. I got one lawyer that's been representing me from the whole time. Incredible, by the way. Tanya Mitchell Graham. Fucking-credible. If you want to argue about the prenup, that's fine. You're legally able to do so. But when you do so, That paragraph right there says you are responsible for 100% of your own legal fees, which means she's now got 3 law firms. 3 law firms, but she's really got 4. Because all of the legal fees that I've been paying Tanya Mitchell Graham for the last 4 years is all going to Samantha. That's the prenup that we both signed. But I've been in my good bag, man. I've been laughing. I've been having fun. I've been running around doing all these interviews, man. I just want to tell everybody out there, man, who's gave me their stage and their platform and their podcast, their radio station. I just want to tell y'all, man, y'all could have had anybody on y'all show. Y'all could have invited anybody on there to be on y'all show. Y'all have helped me to promote 1992. It's got an A- cinema score. Man, people are still in the theaters watching 1992 right now. And Beautiful Pain, my album, completely on fire. I heard it is like number 40 or something on the worldwide Apple Music charts, which is crazy. I've never had that. And then my song Wildflower, dedicated to my mother, is still flying. And I'm just trying to be positive, man. I'm trying to activate some good energy. I've already finished the fucking album and pushed the hardest album I've ever done out. And I just keep getting bombarded by these legals, man. Just last week in LA, some random white lady jumped out the bushes on me and tried to serve me. And I fucking backed up. And then she threw the papers at me and they landed in the street. And I said, ma'am, you never served me. She said, you have been served. She's filming me. And I pull out my camera and I'm filming her. And I said, ma'am, the paperwork is not in my hand. As a matter of fact, you put it all in the street. You're loitering. This is a really nice neighborhood right here. And you got trash all over the street.
Oh my God. Okay. Fellas, don't do that. I know how funny that sounds. Don't do that. Do not do that. And you guys are going to understand why I'm not necessarily on Tyrese's side with the way he's behaving right now after I show you how you can gain full custody of your child. Okay? These little antics that he's going through, allowing these women or these people to record him being difficult, him getting arrested, trying to be difficult, all of this hurts him if he was to ever attempt to gain full custody from Samantha Lee. Samantha is sitting back watching this man self-destruct due to his immaturity. Tyrese doesn't like to pay bills. He's black like a lot of people. That we don't like to pay our bills. Okay, some of us. I like paying my dang bills. I don't like having bills, But do not do this, please. Don't look at that like that was a good idea. Oh, you didn't serve me. Bull crap. Let me explain the serving for anybody that doesn't know, that may not have children. They can serve it to the last known address. You haven't lived there in 10 years. You got served. I'm going to say that again in case you didn't hear me. They can serve it to your last known address. You haven't lived there in 10 years. You got served. If a woman was to put me on child support, and let's say my last known address was my mom's house, and I haven't been in my mom's house since I was in my early 20s, like what, 20 something, whatever, right? Early 20s. If a woman was to serve it to my mom's house, I got served. I'm 39. I got served if that was the last known address. So again, educate yourselves, fellas. Stay mature. You have to outthink these people.
Can I get back to my joy, my happiness, and my magic?
No, you can't.
Can these baby mamas leave me the fuck alone, man?
Not when you got money.
Can they just stop hiring lawyers that's willing to work for them for pro bono because they got a pot of gold waiting on them at the end of the fucking rainbow?
Of course.
Can y'all just move on? Go date somebody, go engage, go start a new family. Go just leave me the fuck alone, man.
They can't do that because you're asking for the equivalent of world peace. Why can't North Korea just be good to its people? Why can't we just get along with Russia? Why can't the United States become united? You see what I mean? Like, no. Human nature is taking over at this point. You have millions, if not thousands of dollars that people are quintessentially entitled to, and that hurts your feelings, as it would any sane person that doesn't want to pay someone they're not dealing with anymore. It hurts.
Wow. I mean, fucking thirst buckets, man. And I know these are the mother of my children, but this is true. This is too much. It's been 17 years of this shit, man. I'm about $15 million at this point into having a relationship with my daughters. And I'm not gonna cry. I'm just explaining to y'all, man, that this shit is exhausting. And women can relate, the higher income earners, the breadwinners of their marriages and their families that's been drugged into court. Y'all can relate to this. I'm not just saying this because I'm a man. Does it happen to y'all more often? Does it happen to us when we get drugged through the court? No. Just walking into the courtroom as a man, especially a black successful man in Atlanta in front of these.
All right, so let's get into how you guys can prevent yourselves from going through the situation that Tyrese is going through if you either plan to be somebody's baby daddy or you are currently a baby daddy. All right, 10 principles on how you can gain full custody. But before we get into that, let me pay some attention to the chat because I know I've been kind of ignoring you guys to get through that very long section. First, I want to give a shout out to Poor Man Gold. Appreciate you, brother, for the $2 super chat, man. Definitely appreciate that. Shout out to PMG Poor Man Gold, Jonathan Skinner, D-Dog, everybody that's in the chat, man. If you shout Enlightened Technologies, if I missed your name, just post again and I can find your name. But shout out to everybody that's spending their Wednesday evening with your boy. All right. So, how to gain full custody of your children. Okay. Number one, and before I start, the woman doesn't have to necessarily be a bad person. She doesn't have to be strung out on drugs. She doesn't have to be abusive or neglectful of the kids. This will work against a otherwise functional adult. All right. And how I know is because I have a good friend that was able to do it. I know a couple men actually that were able to do it. Okay. So, and none of their baby mamas had any issues. All right. So number one, years of receipts. I want you to keep all the receipts of everything you purchase for your child. That means food, diapers, medical bill receipts, everything. I want you to keep every receipt because the strategy that you're going to use is called mountain of evidence. You want to gain a mountain of evidence. You want to have an obnoxious amount of evidence for the judge to look at or to consider when you ultimately petition, okay? So you want to have everything you've purchased tallied up. You want to have it all. Just save all the receipts. Get a receipt, put it in some folder, bag, or anything. Save every last one of them. And if you have years of that, that's great. Number two, document every event, birthday, holiday, milestone, everything. You want to document you being in attendance to everything that child has going on. You want to document yourself being in attendance to their birthdays, being in attendance to their graduation, being there for their doctor visits, being there for anything that they've done. Okay? Holidays, document the happy birthday, the Thanksgiving. You want to document all of that video. You want to have video evidence of all that. Everybody has 99,999 different videos in their phone or pictures in their phone. You want to have 99,999 different videos that you're going to present to that judge of you being there for every waking moment of that child's milestone moments, okay? Number 3, document any evidence of non-compliance with the co-parent. So let's say you have a difficult baby mama, which is a lot of men will end up with. Oh, well, I don't want you to see them on their birthday. We've heard that before. Document it. Get the text messages. Text her, hey, I want to come through to such and such's birthday. I bought gifts. Send pictures of the gifts that you bought with the receipts. Can I come and enjoy the festivities? Do I have your permission to do so? Document them saying no. Document them keeping you from the child. All right? Anytime you're trying to do something with the child or anything that she's doing that is disruptive, like arguing with you, just pull out your phone and start recording her. Right then and there. If she wants to argue in front of the kids and she wants to fuss and be disruptive and or violent, pull out your phone. Pull out your phone. Okay? That phone is the most important piece of evidence that you can present to the judge. Okay? So document any evidence of non-compliance. Number 4, very important, very important. Number 4, join the parent-teacher committee and be involved in anything that your kid is involved in, like community centers, churches. But you need to be deeply involved in your child's life. That school should know you. You should be there for all the extracurricular activities for the school. So when they come to the school, well, I will get to that point. But you need to be involved in all the extracurricular activities. We're going to get to why. Number 5, never miss or fall behind on child support payments. See, this is where Tyrese is screwing up. You cannot miss any of the child support payments. And I'm going to explain why with the next reasons. All right. Number 6, keep stable housing. Don't have a history of frequent moves or inconsistent living arrangements. All right. You need a foundation of stability when it comes to where you live. If you are always on the road, you're here or there, this is how these harlots are able to get these NBA players. These are how these harlots are able to get these NFL players, these celebrities, because they're constantly on the road. They're constantly moving. That's why they target high-value men. This is the curse of the high-value man. He's a sucker. And the court systems and the lawyers are against him because it's wealth redistribution. They have the money and they're going to get got. So when they decide, hey, I want to be a celebrity and I want to, bust the grade A, FDA approved black baby yogurt, I'm going to be able to do that. And they're going to take your money when you do so if you got a Jezebel pregnant. All right. Number 7, keep a stable job and also don't fall behind on rent payments, car payments, and have a preferably good credit history. All right. So why do you need a good credit history? Oh, my bad. So why do you need a good credit history? You need a good credit history because it shows that you are not only financially stable, but you are financially literate. All right. Credit says a lot about how you move money. All right. So if you are not behind on rent payments, you're not behind or in risk to default on any car payments or any other debts, it says that you're good with money, you're stable, and that your household, your overall well-being is good to go. A lot of these guys, they won't pay their taxes. IRS is coming after them. They get cars repossessed because they want a Bugatti. A Bugatti is a stupid car. Even if you are a multimillionaire, it's a stupid car. T-Pain told you guys about how dumb a Bugatti ownership is. I mean, you're paying up to $40,000 to $70,000 for car brakes. $40,000 to $70,000 for car brakes. Come on, man. You can't be that much of a millionaire. All right. At some point, it's stupid. Number 8. Here's where it gets really important, how everything comes together. Have references, be well known by that school or the community center. People should be able to identify you as the father. Okay, so if they had to go to a reference, if they had to go to someone else, that person can identify you as the father, because every time they talk to, let's say, the teacher or the principal or the coach or the guy at the community center, the woman at the daycare or whatever, they're like, oh, Mr. Such and Such that's their father. He comes to pick them up all the time. He's always involved in the community. He's there. He's always here. He's, you have all of that as a reference. These people you can call upon as references. He's been active in the school. Every time we have school functions, he's volunteering his time. That means that you're not only a good father, but you are a father to the community. That's what the judge needs to see. Number 9, this is something that can trip up a lot of men. The last 5 to 10 years of your background needs to be clean, okay? If you got something, you got some crap in your background in the last 5 to 10 years, you're gonna have some problems, all right? So if you got any run-ins with the law, you got any other history, especially domestic disputes or something like that, this is why you really got to be careful dealing with Jezebels, because they can get you a history of domestic disputes by starting some crap with you. You see what I mean? This can ruin your chances. Again, how do you protect yourself from a feisty Jezebel? Record her ass. Pull out your phone, start recording. The moment she wants to get buck with you, pull out the phone, start recording. This right here is all men's protection. Somebody in the Manosphere ain't gonna let you know that this right here is your protection. All right? Number 10, actually file for the damn custody. Okay? Actually go and file. A lot of guys, y'all are perfectly fine with this split agreement. Why? Because you don't want to deal with them damn kids. Let's call it what it is. You don't want to deal with the kids full time. You ain't trying to be no full-time father. You fine paying some child support. Listen, if you ain't willing to go through all this, I don't want to hear you complain, because there are men that walk the path of most resistance and they get what they want. If you want to walk the path of least resistance, being in your feminine, then you're going to get some female treatment. You're going to get treated like a bitch. Somebody going to bend you over. Okay? So you either bend yourself over or you get bent over by those lawyers, because they ain't got no problem doing it whether you got some money or not. If that woman decides she wants to march her happy ass in that courtroom against you, she don't have to show up for those dates. You do. She can go to work. You got to miss the day of work. Yes, she can go to work. She can handle her situation because she's putting you through the system. All you can do is kick your own ass. That's all you can do. Save that portion, cut it out. I may make it into a video. Now I'm going to discuss how you can identify a level 99 chameleon, okay? Because that's what the title says, at least in the thumbnail, and I'm gonna send you guys off with all the information for free, because unlike other Manosphere channels, I actually care about your existence. I actually care about you, not just a bunch of content for the sake of effery. Level 99 chameleons, first and foremost, they're not coming after you if you ain't got nothing. All right, so I'm gonna just put that out there before I even start. If you don't have anything worth a damn, you will never run into a Samantha Lee. Remember, I will get into why she is still creating her content, okay? So stay tuned. Samantha Lee doesn't just look at the fact that you have money. She also looks at the fact that you have long-term potential, okay? See, a level 50 chameleon gold digger like Brittany Renner, they just, he's young, he's stupid, let me get the passive income from having his kid. No, Samantha Lee wants more than just your kid. She wants everything. Samantha Lee is one of the most dangerous women on the internet. She's worse than Sprinkle Sprinkle. See, if Sprinkle Sprinkle, if a woman listening to Sprinkle Sprinkle tried to come after you, you're going to be repulsed by that. You're not going to be repulsed by Samantha Lee, because if you watch what she talks about, she knows how to move within a man's circle of intimacy. Samantha Lee, unlike most women, she studies men. So imagine this scenario. Hey, I got the bag. I came up. This cute chick right here is following the program, right? You're going to think, well, I'm smart. I can just test her. You can't test a level 99 chameleon because they're going to pass the test because they understand men to the T. So you might be thinking, well, what if I told her I lost my job? You know what she's going to do? She's going to suck you off that night, cook you something to eat and say, it's okay, baby, I'll take over until you can get back on your feet. A level 99 chameleon will invest her money into you. To you, it's a big thing. To her, it's not, because she understands investments. Again, she studies men, so she now knows the concept of asset and liability when it comes to relationships. She understands, I need to invest. I need to invest in his trust. So it's like a level 99 F-boy for women in their 30s. They always appear as proper men, so women can't tell the difference. You're not going to be able to tell the difference because every time you try to test her, she's going to pass the test with flying colors. See, a level 99 chameleon is not going to want you to take her out to eat. This is probably be the first time that you ever ran into a woman like that. And I know that there's a couple women watching my channel, but I'm not worried about them. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about them. I'm not like some, million subscriber channel to where I need to lock this information behind a paywall so it don't get out, so women don't turn around and start using this against y'all. I got a few women, all two of y'all watching, right? So what level 99 chameleons will do is they will say, no, baby, let's not go to that restaurant. How about I come over and I cook you something? That's what they'll say. You better believe that Samantha Lee ran this type of game on Tyrese, because Tyrese is a very emotional person. He picks up on red flags very quick. If you actually follow Tyrese, he will pick up on red flags really quick in the women that he's dealing with, okay? Because he's been hurt. And men that are hurt tend to be jaded, and we try to get wiser and avoid the same thing happening to us. You see what I'm saying? Samantha Lee studies men. She knows that. She's not going to let you take her out to eat. No, baby, I want to come over your house and I want to cook for you. And that food gonna be nasty. That's how you know that she's a chameleon, because she don't know how to cook. Most of these chameleons are going to somehow rub you wrong. Like you're gonna be feeling like something just ain't right. Like she's too perfect. But she knows not to be 100% perfect. She knows not to kiss your butt and agree with everything, because that's a test. You see what I'm saying? She knows men. She knows what's right and what's wrong. And that's why her making this Manosphere content is so dangerous. Let me go ahead and get into that before I forget. The real reason that Samantha Lee is continuously making Manosphere content, even though her videos don't even do all that good, is because she's following what I said when it came to full custody. She don't want full custody, right? Because she can't get it. She ain't got enough money. But she's following what I said. She has the references. She has the background. When they start to investigate Samantha, what are they going to find on her TikTok? What are they going to find on her Instagram? They're going to find her leaving the message to women, hey, you need to take accountability. You need to do this. You need to do that. That's what she does. She's the most dangerous woman on the internet, because she has the victim in her grasp. We see who she is, but it doesn't mean we can stop her. We're the audience. This is a horror movie playing out. Tyrese is a little white woman. You see what I'm saying? He's a little white woman that don't know that the monster is in the dang closet. And we're the people in the audience saying, hey, look, it's the monster, it's the monster. Can't hear you, can't hear you. We know that Samantha, what she's all about, but she already got her victim. Now, here's something that's crazy. She's in between a rock and a hard place. Even if she wanted to tell the lawyers, okay, don't go after him no more, she would end up having to pay all that money. She ain't got all that money she trying to pay. She dug herself in so dang deep, she can't even get out. Them lawyers is gonna collect on somebody. They gonna get their money. They didn't already work too dang long. So, how does that pertain to the average man? What can the average man do to identify a chameleon in his life? Is there any test? Is there anything that you can do to help identify a chameleon? I'm going to tell you guys something that you probably don't want to hear. There is nothing you can do if you are led by your small head. Some women, especially these chameleons, they will come at you with foundational principles. The most important being following your program. For all women that may want to know, I'll tell y'all watching, what does it mean when I say following the program? That just basically means a man will pretty much describe to you the type of woman he's looking for, and you follow that program. Okay? So whatever conversation that is, you follow the program. A lot of women will do that. They don't have to be chameleons. But what a chameleon will typically do is they will have a lifestyle before you that it's up to you to try to figure out, okay? If you ignore the lifestyle before, this is why we know not to ignore a woman's past, but a lot of the times when a woman takes interest into us and we're tired of being lonely, or she's really cute and you really want to make this work, and she seemingly got her head on straight and she's responding to the text and she doesn't need expensive dates, the walk in the park is just fine, stuff like that. You think, well, I don't have that much money. What can she possibly do to me? She can hurt you. That's what she can do to you. She can take away your peace of mind, because it'd be the women that you don't expect to hurt you be the ones that hurt you. There was a reel that some guy did that says he never got hurt by the 304. He never got hurt by the party girl. He never got hurt by the girl that we knew was a city girl that was out there. He only got hurt by the girl that seemingly was the church girl, the girl that seemingly was the good girl, the girl that wasn't all the way out there, the one that can hide their past. See, a lot of women erase a lot of photos of their exes off their Instagram. If you really want to know what a woman's really about, you're going to have to dang near hack into her Snapchat and see all them old pictures, okay? Because a lot of women will keep who they actually are in their phone. The problem is, are you willing to investigate? I don't recommend you investigate, because it's very feminine in nature. If you are seemingly unsure about a woman, just take your time. What I do personally, and this isn't a fail-proof strategy, because again, 9 times out of 10, a chameleon is going to get you. That's why they're the most dangerous women. They're going to get you. What I try to do is I try to not ignore the glaring red flags. So a lot of the times, some of these girls will be, from single parent households, and you thinking, well, damn, do I have to, discredit everybody that comes from a single parent household? I myself may have come from a single parent household, and I'm not that bad of a person. She seems genuine. Is that really a red flag? Yes, every damn time. Every damn time. Every woman that has come, that was raised by another woman, is highly likely to resort to some Jezebel. Do not ignore that red flag, fellas. I know it sounds bad. I know that sounds unforgiving. I know that sounds uncaring. And to any woman that may have been raised by a single mother that may currently be married, thank you for being the outlier. Thank you for not currently divorcing your husband. Thank you for being the exception to the rule, but the rule is still the damn rule. It probably 9 times out of 10, you gonna F around and find out. I swear to God, that is probably the worst red flag a woman can have, because she needs to have the environment of respect for a man. She has to. Okay, pay attention to little things like this. I'm gonna use my ex as an example. There's a lot of little things that I was ignoring, like the fact that You know, if they get happy, do they twerk? Is that like the first thing they do when they get happy? Do they start twerking? Do they enjoy drinking? Do they enjoy smoking weed? Do they masturbate? You know? And these are things, this video ain't monetized, so I ain't worried about the demonetization. Women that smoke, drink, and get themselves off cannot pair bond with literally anyone but themselves. Again, I said that in a previous video. I'm gonna repeat it here for anybody that has not heard it before. A woman that smokes, drinks, and gets herself off cannot pair bond with anyone but themselves. They are pair bonded to themselves. You have to understand the way the brain works. Dopamine, oxytocin, okay? These are dopamine releases, oxytocin releases that they get from themselves. You can identify a woman like this based on probably when you're engaging in the Congress. When you're engaging in sexual Congress with this woman, if you're on top, does she start playing with herself while you're doing it? That's because her hedonic treadmill is triggered to respond to herself. She's not triggered to respond to you. She's triggered to respond to herself. So women like that can leave any relationship because, again, they're bonded to themselves. When they smoke weed, this is a bonding process. This is why if you've ever, done something in conjunction with somebody else, you bond more. A lot of people, they smoke together. Have you ever, you've seen women that they'll be over there with some Pookie or some Ray Ray, but he always got the bag on him. He always got that, that ooh-wee. She's always over there. She's bonded with him, but he probably also hit it, didn't he? Why? Why did he hit it? Because they're bonding. So the brain got used to that. Alcohol usually is something that's hereditary. It's kind of carried down. You can, it's in your genes, actually. You can pass down alcoholism. I think a lot of y'all know that. So that could be hereditary. Again, it's also a bad thing because this is substance cope. They use the substance to cope. So anytime they going through something, they can become what's called conflict avoidant. This is psychology, fellas. Free psychology lessons on the NGE Never Good Enough channel. They become conflict avoidant. You've heard Kevin Samuels talk about the conflict avoidant woman. Conflict avoidant women are the main ones that will blindside break up with you because they will avoid the conflict, let it build up, and then remember what you said to me 3 months ago? I would never get over it. Conflict, they never addressed it. They expected you to be emotionally intelligent and read their brains and remedy and reconcile with the situation. Their habits will have them bonded with themselves. These women will miss being single. Now, I know I done went on a tangent. What does all this have to do with Samantha Lee and Tyrese? Well, Samantha Lee most likely is bonded with herself, which is why she can be single for so long, which is why she can be so precise in her execution of her target, which is why this was a well thought out strategy for passive income. She knew all she needed to do was get the attention of Tyrese and then play her role as a double baddie. She knows that she's somewhere between an 8, 9, or a 10, depending on what you think she is. She is a baddie, right? Like by black standards. So she knows that she meets the prerequisites for what is considered a baddie, and the proof is she can get a high value man. So it's a proof that she's a baddie. All right. Now she's gonna double her baddie status by being whatever you rank her, 8, 9, or 10, while also having that personality. That's called a double baddie. This is the type of woman that should not exist. But we like to believe that they exist because as men, we have what's called pride. And what women do is they use that against them. When they're smart, they can use our pride against us. Chances are you wasn't the best, digging stick that this 304 ever had. But if you really nice to her and you just got through paying her phone bill, she gonna tell you that you the best dang digging stick she ever had. You see what I'm saying? So she was playing into Tyrese's program all while devising a strategy on exiting because her reasoning for exiting wasn't even a good reason. Tyrese didn't cheat on her. He wasn't beating her. It was quote unquote neglect. And then she's listening to family and friends and come on now. Come on. Really? Family and friends is gonna talk you out of a multi-millionaire man that's not abusing you, that's not cheating on you, that's just trying to go work so he can make a better life for you? No, stop the cap. Come on now. We may have been born on a day, but it wasn't yesterday, okay? So what she did was she used his ego, his pride. She realized that he's emotional and that he will crash out when he's faced with adversity. Tyrese, as you saw, is willing to crash out when faced with adversity. So this keeps Samantha perfectly fine. Oh, well, let me just go make my Manosphere content. Ladies, we need to take accountability. We need to be able to see within ourselves. We need to listen to that man. All the while, she got a dude reeling for thousands and thousands, if not millions of dollars that he owes, and he went to jail. And did she say anything? No, she didn't. She's about to post another Manosphere video. Check her TikTok, check her Instagram. It's gonna be another Manosphere video correcting women for all their wrongdoings, even though the majority of her followers ain't even women. It's you guys. See, in the Manosphere, we like to criticize women a lot, but none of these women, none of these lonely fans models would exist without us. That's why I say the proper man movement is the way to go. Tyrese was the perfect victim for somebody like Samantha Lee because he has one flaw. He doesn't like to be frustrated. He does not like to be frustrated. When you frustrate Tyrese, you can rule over him. And that's exactly what she's doing. And she will get paid because he can't get out of jail without paying her. Let's go into this comments, man. Let me see what y'all think about what I've been saying, man. Trying to go into these comments. Hold on 1 second. Make sure I can put. Yes, sir. He says, Dark Pisces 99 said, people are the product of their upbringing. Triple X says, if your girl want you to constantly be in her, if your girl wants you to constantly be in her world, red flag. Exactly. Dark Nova Star, what's up, brother? How you doing, Dark Nova Star? He says, it's not about hanging with them. It's about knowing who they are and how they influence her. Exactly. Seems like most of y'all pretty much agreeing with what I'm saying. I'm not going to keep y'all all night, man. I wanted this to be a really good stream. Again, I was going to make a video on this, man. I was going to make a video, and I was like, man, this ain't funny. There's so much that I want to say in the points, you know, and I'll chop them up into some clips, like, you know, the point beats, like the 10 ways that you can gain full custody, and then how to identify the level 99 chameleon. If you might know somebody, you might have a nephew, a brother, it might be you that's on the way up. What can you do to protect yourself from these women? You have to look at their past. You cannot ignore the fact that women smoke, drink, masturbate. You can't ignore that. You can't ignore the party. You can't ignore the history. You got to be able to find that out. You have to. Like, you need to find out what she would rather do, who she actually is outside of you. You know, maybe her friends has that answer. You know, hey, you know, because if it's in a girl's personality to do something, that's what she wants to do. What do I mean by that? For instance, okay, what is a real good girl, right? A real good girl is a girl that probably don't even have fun at the club. She don't understand the idea of the club. She doesn't get it. She doesn't know why people have fun at the club. She doesn't know why people smoke. She doesn't know why people drink. So she doesn't do it. She doesn't understand the mindset of people that are hedonistic. She doesn't understand their mindset. So there's nothing in her history that you will find of her doing that, because there's nowhere in her personality that she likes to do that. Again, chameleons, the Dadvocate, Melanie King, these women ain't been divorced. How do you become divorced? You were either insufferable or something didn't work out, right? I mean, it's hard enough just to get married, right? But who filed that divorce? Did anybody ask the Dadvocate who actually filed the divorce? Was it her? Did anybody ask Melanie King what she was doing in her 20s? You know, like Pearl, who's in her mid-20s, not married, I'm career. Like, yeah, that's been called out, but what I'm saying is a lot of guys ignore this, but y'all like to look at them because they can put on a face full of makeup and tell you what you want to hear. That's y'all fault. I don't watch Melanie King. I don't watch the Dadvocate. It ain't hating, it's because I know that these women, they don't have a stake in this fight. They ain't got a stake in this fight. I'm raising a daughter who calls out Jezebels in her school. She'll be like, Daddy, that's a Jezebel right there. She'll call it out. She'll be like, them weed, she got weave in her. She be saying my whole little lingo, them feed me Seymours, little shop of horrors. Yeah, she'll call that out. She recognizes it. Why? Because that's how she's raised, to identify what a Jezebel is. Those women are Jezebels. Why? Because they all act the same. They all do the same thing. It's one thing if you could find cases of women that have all these traits that are great women. They're not. Most of these women, if not all of these women, yeah, there's always the one exception to the rule. There's always the one. But it's like, it's what I call, and I'm about to go on a tangent here, the David Goggins effect. You know how David Goggins will say anybody can achieve anything, right? If you put your mind to it, you wake up one morning and you say, I will be great. I hate to tell y'all, but that's bullshit. Bullshit. Not everybody can achieve certain things. Some people are just not genetically gifted. Most people that can achieve something were already competent while they were an underdog. How does that juxtapose to what I was just saying? Most women will already have the mindset before they go out and do something. See what I'm saying? So my daughter doesn't even want to wear extensions anymore. She just wants her natural hair. Why? Because I always talk about the self-love, loving your natural hair, loving your natural hair, loving your natural hair. You know? And a lot of people may criticize me, you got blonde in your hair. It's just, man, I'm a content creator, bro. This ain't the way I want to wear my hair. It's just content. It's content creation. I'm the only person that's going to be real with y'all. Do I think it's cool? Yeah, it's cool. Some of y'all call me Killmonger and stuff like that. But when I was doing corporate job or whatever, I'm not wearing my hair like that. You know, this was because I wanted to do content creation. Simple and plain. It's called marketing. It's recognizable. All right. For all y'all that be trying to call me zesty or whatever, I'll be seeing those comments. But Jezebels will have Jezebel traits. You know, they will have the baby hairs, the acrylic Edward Scissorhand nails. They will have the feed me Seymour little shop of horrors. Okay? They will have the chest tattoos. They will have the ghetto vernacular. They will love going to the club, smoke, drink, and play with theyself. Okay? They don't understand. They will move with the fake Christianity. God sees my heart, not my actions. They'll be the same type of women that'll say they want a God-fearing man or that they're a God-fearing woman, but they shaking their ass in the club or they walking around in something salacious. Look at what your girl dresses in. Did she change after she got with you? That's how you can identify a chameleon. Did she change after she got with you? That's a chameleon, my guy. That's a chameleon. A female will dress Y'all remember when I did that video with the pop the balloon? And the moment she came out, I was like, oh, hell no. Why did I say that? Because I full-on identified the Jezebel right then and there. Come to find out, she a full-on Jezebel. Was I wrong? Was I wrong? Now, you can say that's anecdotal, whatever. Listen, I'm almost never wrong about this, my guy. Women are not walking out of the house not feeling what the hell they got on. The Saint and Sinner did a podcast with some young adult women, 18, 19, and I think the oldest one was like 21 or 22. The 19-year-old wouldn't get up and do a 360, but she was claiming to be a woman of God. But she was embarrassed to get up and do a 360. And the reason why she was embarrassed I'll do a video on that, man. I'll probably do a little response to that. I'll get into that a little bit later. But y'all know where I was going with it. Y'all know where I probably won't even do a video on that because it's whatever. But y'all know where I was going with that. Women that walk out the house with a certain thing, and then if you point it out and that's Jezebel. That's a Jezebel. Sometimes you can have a good girl that'll turn into a Jezebel. There's a situation with that. You know, there's a situation that there's a female that I know personally that was a virgin. She was a virgin, got with a dude, been with that dude for I think like 15 years, faithful to that dude. The moment she left that dude, whole phase. What happened? Well, in the last 1 or so years, somewhere after her father died, she started getting tattoos. You know, got one across the back. You know that tattoo that all women are getting, where it's like some writing down the spine. We might as well go ahead and call that the mark of the Jezebel, because it seemed like every woman that got that tattoo was doing some Jezebel behavior. Okay? Somewhere after her father died, she started partaking into Jezebel activity. Is she a full-on Jezebel? No, but she has that Jezebel mentality, that Jezebel mindset. That's why she left the dude that she was a virgin with to go and have a hoe phase. All her standards went out. She's in her 30s. So when a lot of people that will sit there and say that, hey, NGE, man, you should date older women, or, men that don't want to go for older women, something wrong with them. They get worse as they get older. That was a virgin that stayed with her dude for 15 years faithfully. The moment she got, it wasn't even a whole year, and she didn't racked up a 5 body count in less than several months. How do you run through that many dudes after 15 years of one relationship, of one body, in less than however many months, up to 5 different people? Because they get worse as they get older. I hate to say that because, there's probably some women that are okay. But see, let me explain to the 1 or 2 women that may be watching. If you have a relationship currently, it's because your man was preserving you. That's the benefit of having a man. For all you women that act like you don't need a man, the benefit of having a man is he preserves your status. He preserves your value. He preserves your status. He preserves your value. Your value stops with that man. You are high value in your own right because you have him, not them. You have him, not them. So your value is preserved thanks to that man. The moment you leave that man, what did Future say? She belongs to the streets. That's what happened. She went her whole 20s and a couple years in the early 30s, a high value woman. The moment she left her man, she belongs to the streets. Now she got to tell everybody, well, my body count, you're going to be number 7, number 8, number this. High body count woman, no longer no value. Why? Because she ran into nothing but level 99 F boys. He drives a Tesla. He's a gentleman. But you met him at a bar. He makes good money. He's not taking you serious. You from Oklahoma. He in San Diego, California somewhere. I don't know. You an average chick. You average. But you don't know you average because you don't understand sexual marketplace value. You don't know where you rank. Most women don't know where they rank. They call themselves 10s. You're not. You're Phoebe the 3B. Bland, basic, and boring. You're an average chick. You're a 10 when you can get Tyrese. You may not even be a 10. You a baddie, let's just say, when you can get celebrities, when you can get your ass on that yacht with the multimillionaires. When you can post on Instagram and thousands, tens of thousands of people come and simp for you. That's when you a baddie. You ain't gonna be no average chick from Oklahoma taking your ass to California and finding Mr. Right. What happened? Oh, oh God, oh Jesus, oh. And on to the next. That's the body. Women have to F around and find out. You gotta F around and find out, ladies. We may do a private live because it's like, one or two of y'all. I may do a private live. Maybe not a private live, but I may do a Patreon video for y'all to tell y'all what y'all can do if you are in your 30s and you find yourself unfortunately single. Because let me tell you what you're up against, just to sell this for anybody that may be watching. You're up against men that's been hurt. You're up against men that are jaded and very wise to who you are and how you got to where you are. They don't trust you. Cooking, cleaning, and keeping his balls empty is bare minimum. A hoe could do that. If you don't understand circular intimacy, you're done. Even if you do understand circular intimacy, do you qualify for, let's say, monogamy? See, this is what most women don't want to hear. Most women don't even qualify for a monogamous relationship, yet damn near all women want monogamous relationships, but they don't understand the consequences of monogamy. The consequences of monogamy. The consequences of monogamy. That means that his entire circular intimacy is up on your shoulders. That means that you have to fulfill the unfulfilled. Most women aren't even prepared to do that. What's actually happening, the real reason why your relationship is currently lasting is because most men check out. They just say, she's good enough. She's logical. She makes sense. I'm just going to check out. But when you start to go up in tier, when it talks about the value, you know how the average chick that I was talking about, he drives a Tesla. You're talking about a higher tiered man. You don't qualify for a monogamous relationship, okay? One, there's a genetic aspect. This is why I talk about the David Goggins effect. Some people genetically cannot qualify for a monogamous relationship because sometimes you are striking out of your weight class and you're trying to go for a guy that's up here when you're down here. We all like Gervonta Tank Davis, but he sure as hell is not going to get in the ring with a heavyweight. Okay? He's not even going to get in the ring with somebody that's 147. Why? Because it's too goddamn big. He's great in his class. Women that want monogamous relationships date men that are in your class. What happens is wholeflation. A lot of y'all want the top tier dude because you can. And then you find yourself in a situation. Okay? That's what, there you go. I'm giving you some green belt advice, just enough to go out and get your ass kicked. You want the black belt advice? You're going to get on this Patreon. What women tend to do is they'll say things like, I'm not your mother. I'm happy you said that, sweetheart. So that means you need a sister wife. You need help because you're not my mom. But you know what my mom was capable of doing? Gaining my unyielding devotion. Most men love their mother to death and will kill you over their mom. I got my mom tattooed. I'm not a mama's boy. I don't want to be nowhere near my mama. But I love my mother to death. You see what I'm saying? Why? Because I know that's the only woman that actually loves me outside of my daughter. Love. A conscious choice to remain duty-bound indefinitely. A conscious choice to remain duty-bound indefinitely. A conscious choice to remain duty-bound indefinitely. Where in there did I say anything about how you feel and emotions and all that other stuff? Love. A conscious choice to remain duty-bound indefinitely. Women have that for dogs and their cat. They remain duty-bound indefinitely to the dog and the cat. The dog need food, we gotta get food. The dog needed shots, we gotta get shots. They don't care about no reciprocity or whatever. You're duty-bound indefinitely to your dang detriment. Because pets cost you attention, energy, money, all that. You gotta carve out a little piece of your house, somewhere for that pet. You have to accommodate the pet. That's love. That's what the mother does for their child. My baby's crying, they need food. I gotta get my ass up to go to work. Tired of wiping your stanky butt. They deal with you throwing fits. They deal with you going through all the changes that you go through as you transition from a child to an adolescence to a young adult to a grown man. All the arguments, the fights, the back and forths, all kind of crap. They still there. They still there. Why? Because they are duty bound indefinitely. It ain't because they like you. It's because they love you. Women don't understand that concept. That's why when I say 9 times out of 10 your girl don't love you, it's because she's not duty bound indefinitely to your ass. Lose your damn job and you'll mess around and lose your damn girl. Lose your mind and you'll mess around and lose your girl. Lose your masculine frame and you'll mess around and lose your girl. You can lose your girl and they ain't got to do nothing wrong like Tyrese did. You can just take your ass to work and lose your girl. So when a woman says, I love you, there's a 99% chance she's a damn lie or ignorant to the concept of love because nobody ever taught her. That's why I say, everything I say make a full circle. That's why I say when they never been around a father, it's a red flag you can't ignore, my guy. You cannot ignore that red flag. You're going to F around and find out probably one day. You're going to F around and find out probably one day. And I didn't say a dad, I said a father. There's a difference. Somebody that is impactful into her life. My daughter speaks the way I speak damn near. Why? Because I'm so ingrained into her life. I'm raising her so that she can become a proper woman. She will be a virgin for some man. Hopefully. Now, if she doesn't, I mean, it ain't gonna, I'm duty bound indefinitely. And my sisters try to get on my ass all the time. She's going to disappoint you. She's going to go out and she going to do this and she going to do all that and all that. You want to know why they say that? Because they Jezebels first and foremost. But they almost want it to happen. Why? Because it happened to them. Despite a parent trying, yeah, your child can go away. They can go astray. But I'm still planting the seed. I'm doing what I can. That's what a proper man does. What he can. What he should do. See what I'm saying? When she becomes an adult and she decides she wants to live her life as a Jezebel, that's what, at least she'll know the consequences of doing it. It's not that I'm going to hate her. I'm going to fuck around and make a video on her ass. And my daughter's a Jezebel. It'll be some damn content. Okay? But I still love her. I may not like her, but I love her. You see what I'm saying? You see how that love works in every scenario? How it ain't shifting, how other people in love and all that. No. It works in every scenario. You ain't got to like somebody to love them. You ain't got to like what they do. You ain't even got to agree what they do. If you're duty bound indefinitely, that's love. Duty bound indefinitely. That doesn't mean unconditional. I know it sounds weird, but it doesn't. Because it's not unconditional. It's under the condition that I want to be duty bound. That's the condition. I made the conscious choice. You see what I'm saying? To be duty bound indefinitely. I can stop at any time. But my actions speak louder than anything I can tell you out my mouth. Ladies, don't find yourself single at 30. One piece of advice I'm going to give y'all before I send y'all on y'all way. The ladies. Piece of advice that I'm going to give y'all before I send y'all on y'all way. If you are a millennial, and I should make y'all pay for this advice, to be honest. Again, if you're an outlier or you're the exception to the rule, fine. But I'm speaking as if you're single. Not to you ladies that's currently in relationships. If you are single and you are past 30, or you are a millennial, you're a millennial, you need to be dating Gen X. You want to know why? Because those are the only dudes that have the mindset to deal with you. They were raised in that old school mindset that we now call beta. I'm not saying that every Gen X dude, especially the ones that watch me, are betas, because they probably not the ones that watch me. But most Gen X men have a beta mindset. And that's the mindset you're looking for. Gen X, the youngest Gen X is 45 right now. 44 for the crossover. You should probably be looking for somebody well into their 50s. If you are a millennial woman that is wanting a monogamous relationship with a man that's going to acquiesce to your relationship style. You want to go after Gen X men. Why not? Why do I not want to go after a millennial? What is, I want a millennial. I don't want an old man. He's old. One, you're chronically immature, first and foremost. You have chronic immaturity. Ever since forever, the best mate selection was always the man of the higher generation. That was always women's best mate selection. It's called healthy hypergamy. Most women nowadays do not practice healthy hypergamy. Y'all practice unhealthy hypergamy. That's why you want men your age. That's why you F around and find out. That's why you build up all this drama and have toxic exes and crap like that, because most men, you start dating around your teens and late teens and stuff like that. Most of those dudes ain't looking for no real relation. They don't want full-on responsibility of children and have to deal with the monotony of getting up, going to work, and being loyal, responsible, and boring. Because when shit gets real, life becomes boring. You're gonna be broke all the damn time. Why? Because you ain't, unless you came from money, you gotta build yourself. And it takes time to build yourself. And men get frustrated and they're very horny. And what happens is you probably will go through a jackrabbit phase when you start engaging for the first time, especially living together for the first time. You're gonna start jackrabbiting. And what jackrabbiting does is it gets your hedonic treadmill triggered and used to that person, which is a good thing. But the problem is you also build tolerances. And lust is more important than love. Why? Because it's what keeps men romantic, and it's also what keeps men loyal. Men need to have high levels of lust for you in order to make the love aspect more tolerable, okay? Just like it's easier to go to the gym when you're determined than it is when you're fucking tired and you don't want to, you really don't want to do nothing, all right? So that lust is your benefit. So you don't want to go too high dating a man. You see how everything I say make a full circle? You don't want to go too high dating a man that's way too above you when you're an average woman, because he may have low levels of lust, okay? And when he has low levels of lust, what ends up happening is you go into that relationship 1 year, 2 years into that relationship, you start realizing, well, he's different now. He doesn't do all the romantic stuff anymore. He's not this way. Ain't he that? Why? Because you average. He ain't trying to do all that romantic stuff with you. He want the big booty. He want big booty, big titties. He want all that extra. You ain't got neither. You a fat chick. You fat. You know you overweight. You know you obese. Look yourself up on the BMI. Where are you, overweight or obese? Which one? Because chances are you ain't a healthy damn weight. And if you an average chick, start admitting it. I'm average. I'm an average chick. Say it. I'm average. When you're average, you better be with an average dude. Because if you try to go and be with a dude that's way up there, something's going to happen. Don't work no more. Then what's going to happen is going to lead to some dang cheating. Because you tried a monogamous relationship with somebody you can't be monogamous with. You know who can be monogamous? You know who ain't got to worry about somebody cheating on them willy-nilly? Somebody like Alicia Keys. What did she do with Swiss Beats? She turned the F-boy into a dude you don't hear about. You don't hear nothing about Swiss Beats. Yeah, you may not have liked Alicia Keys and her little antics or whatever, but Swiss Beats was an F-boy. He ain't F-boy in Alicia Keys. Why? Because she a double baddie. She a double baddie. That's not an opinion, that's a fact, because she turned around and proved it. I can take an F-boy and make him serious. I got all his kids, he don't want no other woman. You ain't heard about them until she do something. She gotta go get up on Usher before anybody talking about her. Women can't stand Alicia Keys. Jessica Alba. Double baddie. You ain't never heard nothing about nothing. Those are the women that I'm talking about. Those are the women that ain't got to worry about their men running off doing all this extra. They kind of just disappear. Why? Because stuff got real and they having a relationship. They don't need all the dang cameras and everything else. Everybody else is on some salacious stuff. You see what I'm saying? So for you ladies, if you find yourself in these situations, stop trying to go for men. This is why Gru Boo's Boo Boo is bad for you. This is why every time you end up with a Gru Boo's Boo Boo, you realize that you're probably investing more in him than he is in you. Most dudes that are Gru Boo's Boo Boo are only with you so they can stack that bread. Because that's what you're good for. It's easy to run game on you. Those dudes typically are in their 30s. They like thick chicks. They gonna call you thick. This is how you know this is a red flag. He should call you fat. Something I ain't supposed to say on YouTube. He should call you exactly what you are, but he won't, because he's gonna jump behind a wall of lies and say that you thick. You're not thick. When you play behind the wall of lies, you're gonna get your feelings hurt. That's why y'all fail in these relationships when you pass 30. You're going after the wrong dudes, and you're ignoring all the red flags as well. Men can be chameleons too. Gru Boo's Boo Boo is a chameleon. He's a low-value dude, and I'm talking about somebody, and I know y'all gonna start unsubscribing, but that's low value, bro. That's low-value behavior. And I'm gonna say this before we go, because I'm about to go start working out. I gotta go work out. Most of y'all ain't dealing with, if you an overweight chick, you ain't never been with no narcissist. Your ex wasn't no narcissist. Stop it. Y'all remember that video that I did, my last video, when I had all them overweight women in that video talking about how I'm a single mom or how the dude is short or whatever. And then that overweight woman with the tattoos on her neck, she claimed that the dude was a narcissist. He ain't no damn narcissist, because if he was a narcissist, he wouldn't be with your big butt. All these women that sit here and claim that men are narcissists. When you Phoebe the 3B, if he was a narcissist, he don't want to be seen with no Phoebe the 3B, because you proving that he's not narcissistic. Just him being with you means that he's not superficial. He doesn't have a grandiose sense of self. I could never be with no disgustingly obese woman like that. It wouldn't work. Even if I tried to F-boy, I couldn't even get up. It wouldn't even work, bro. And I've tried before, because I was down on hard times. You know what I'm saying? I was on hard times. I was feeling bad about myself, you know, and I needed somebody that's going to go over there and make me feel better about myself. You know, she was telling me, "Oh, you're handsome. You're so handsome. Oh, you should come over. I'll take care of you." Yeah, when you feel bad about yourself, you want to take your ass over there. Yeah, man, because you know what's about to happen. Yeah, man, she going to make you see God. Boy, she gonna make you see God. Did I see God that day? Y'all mind your damn business. But man, yes, man. Stop calling every man a narcissist, because chances are that's lightweight flexing. It's proof that you a narcissist. Because for a narcissist to take interest in you means that you are a very high value person. You have to be. So when you fellas, that's another gem for y'all. If a woman says that she dated a narcissist, that's a lightweight flex. She's saying to you, this is how you can identify these women. She's saying to you that I actually am a narcissist, because I'm so narcissistic. I have so much grandiose sense of self, that I believe that a narcissist would actually take interest in me. If this chick ain't a 8, 9, or 10 over her talking about she dealt with a narcissist, it's up to you if you want to ignore that red flag or not. Who on the Manosphere is dropping this many jewels in the live stream, man? Y'all ask me why I don't do live streams all the time. It's because I drop too many damn jewels. I dropped too many damn jewels. I gotta have some content, man. I ain't got all day to make this content, man. This content's hard to make. I ain't got all day to make it. But when I make it, I want my dang ideas. I give y'all all this for free. Y'all gonna laugh about it in these dang videos. I appreciate it, man. Everybody, man, that tuned in tonight for this live stream. I appreciate the donation. I appreciate you guys sticking to me. There's a lot of guys that's been here a long time, man. A lot of you guys been here a long time. Let me shout you guys out. Shout out Coach Ken, Dark Nova Scar, J-Lock, Lena Williams, Dark Pisces 999, Triple X, going through. And I appreciate all you. Greg White, Too Fast, Too Furious. Just going through everybody. China Gray. I didn't really read the section. D-Dog. Silhouettes and Sillage. Let me see what you guys are saying real quick. You're doing needed work with your broadcast and upload. NGE, keep spreading your message in the wild world of debauchery. Shout out to Silhouettes for that. Women always either say I'm married or I'm single. Hold on. Lena Williams had a question. She says, I wonder if masturbation is worse than cheating. Lena, are you still there? Type a comment if you still there, Lena. Lena says she wonders if masturbation is worse than cheating. Okay, she's still there. Yes. Masturbation is worse than cheating. I'm going to tell you why. If you're a partner, for a woman, first and foremost, let me explain to you the sensitivity of womanhood and why it's kind of healthy if you've already been sexually active, but why you should refrain from masturbation as much as possible. It's, again, goes back to the hedonic treadmill. You're triggering yourself to be wired to your own pleasure. If you're engaging in the Congress with a man and you find it difficult to get off, and despite him doing well, it's probably because you've already triggered your brain to only respond to yourself, okay? If this has not happened to you, you don't want to develop that trigger because it's going to detach you from your man and attach you to yourself more. You, in a perfect world, want to train your brain, and the brain is trainable. You can rewire your brain. The problem is once it's already wired onto something, it's like going against the current, trying to rewire it. It can be done, okay? So you're not like a lost cause if you were triggered, but you have to focus. It's an effort. So you and your man have to focus on rewiring that programming. A lot of women, when they first experience their first O, it's usually the only way they can get it from that point forward. A lot of them, not every woman. A lot of women, whatever that was, that's the only way they can get it. And so if the only way you can really get an O is through self-stimulation, then you need to rewire your brain. So it can be worse than cheating because 9 times out of 10, let's say you cheat on somebody, you're not necessarily wired to that person. You did a bad thing, yeah, but the consequences of it isn't that long lasting. Let's say you got away with it. You may not still be stuck on that person. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you are, let's say they alpha widowed you, then yeah, that's a terrible thing. That's why it's very bad for a woman to cheat because it's easier for you guys to get alpha widowed than it is for us to get quote unquote pussy whooped. Okay. Most women don't have snap and kill. Okay. They just got whatever. It really depends upon the man's level of experience. Very few women really got that snap and kill down there, right? So it's harder for a man to get quote unquote whipped than it is for a woman to become alpha widowed. Because once a man learns a particular woman, her brain is wired to him. You guys release more oxytocin than we do when you experience your O's. You say, okay, so look all that information up, okay? All of this is because I studied a little bit of psychology. You guys release a lot more oxytocin. So when you, let's say, you know, get yourself off, if that's not an agreement that you have between you and your man, then yes, it's worse than cheating. Now, if that's just how you guys like to engage, then fine. You know, because a lot of people like to introduce toys into their relationships and things of the sorts. But if he doesn't know about it, oh yeah, that's absolutely worse than cheating. If I had to choose, no, I wouldn't want my girl to ever deal with another dude, ever. You know, I'd rather her masturbate than deal with another dude. But, you know, because mentally, that's how I'm looking at it. But consequence-wise, it can have more of a lasting effect because, again, there's too many toys out there, especially. I would recommend, if needed, only use toys as a last resort, or if that's just an agreed upon thing between you and your man. If you guys are having incompatibilities in the bed, you know, part of the fun is working through that. You know what I mean? If you guys are still able to remain lustfully active, right? The lust isn't a problem. Like you guys both have a healthy amount of lust, then definitely keep that going for as long as you can and just work through it. You know, it's gonna be a little frustrating. You're probably gonna want to get off a lot more. There's, you know, pills he can take. You can go to the doctor. That would help with that. It would be way better than you resorting to the rose or anything else to get yourself off. Again, you never want to bond with yourself. Always be looking to bond with the man you're with or with a man. If you are single, you want to practice restraint masturbation. Okay, so what do I mean by that? You don't want to experience powerful O's, okay? You want to experience half O's or things of the sorts. Restraint masturbation is things like if you can get it through, and this is gonna sound weird. This live is pretty much over, man. Y'all can leave the live now. It's pretty much over. I'm just talking. But you wanna practice like through, like, let's say humping or something like that, right? You don't want to give yourself powerful O's because, again, you don't want to train your brain on anything that's powerful. So what protects your hedonic treadmill is having the unfulfilling O's, right? Oh yeah, I may have humped a little bit and I kind of came or something like that. You're not going to wire yourself to that. That was like a fluke. So, you know, that's what you want to do. You want to practice restraint if possible. But that's it, man. Let me get up out of here. I got to get my workout going, man. I appreciate everybody, man. If you enjoyed the stream, be sure to like the damn stream. Stay tuned. I got some content coming. Like, comment, share this live. I'ma holla at y'all next time.